Listen, did nobody ask, did nobody check him for no steroid? I said, he had quick hands, he was hit. I said, why y'all ain't checking for steroid? He ain't checking steroid. And then...
You think he was on steroids?
Of course he was on steroid.
What we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids.
One way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Álvarez. Canelo Álvarez had popped for clenbuterol.
Boxing legend Evander Holyfield has sparked major controversy by publicly accusing Canelo Álvarez of potential steroid use. His bold allegations have sent shockwaves through the boxing world, especially as anticipation builds for the highly awaited matchup between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford. With tensions rising, Holyfield's remarks have fueled intense speculation and debate across fans and experts alike, adding even more drama to an already high-stakes show.
Greatest Mexican boxing fights of all time, in my opinion. Yeah. So I feel like I'm 100% confident in myself. If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. Especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, he never got off.
You think he's on steroids?
Of course. How does five?
You saw De La Hoya.
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? Right. All those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
Yeah.
While Holyfield hasn't directly accused Canelo of using steroids, he has been vocal about the need for stricter punishments for fighters who test positive for banned substances. Back in 2018, after Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol, Holyfield suggested that athletes caught using performance-enhancing drugs should face jail time, stating that such individuals should be locked up for 30 days.
Álvarez failed a drug test before his big Triple G fight in May, and he's blaming Mexican cows. All right, here's the deal. 2 months until the rematch with Gennady Golovkin on May 5th is going to be the big fight, and he's been taking drug tests leading up to the fight, standard operating procedure. This time he popped for a substance called clenbuterol, which is a banned substance. As a matter of fact, it helps you cut weight. A lot of people use it illegally to cut weight while maintaining muscle mass. He is saying he did not cheat. He's not a cheater. I did not intentionally take clenbuterol. Problem is, I've been training in Mexico and eating contaminated cow beef. That's what he's saying. There's a problem apparently in Mexico where some of the cattle are being injected with clenbuterol, which helps cows. It's illegal in the United States, but some places outside the United States, even some places in the United States, will use clenbuterol to grow bigger cows, to up the protein content in the meat. And he's saying that what he had was contaminated meat because his training center is in Mexico and there's a problem with Mexican meat down there. He even issued a statement saying, quote, "I'm an athlete who respects the sport, and this surprises me and bothers me because it had never happened to me. I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation, and I trust in the end the truth will prevail." So far, the fight with Gennady Golovkin is still on. He's still dead set on making that fight.
Floyd Mayweather has openly criticized the boxing world for what he sees as a double standard when it comes to steroid use, especially in the case of Canelo Álvarez. According to Mayweather, while some fighters are heavily scrutinized, others, like Canelo, receive leniency because of their star power and marketability. He argues that this unequal treatment damages the integrity of the sport and allows certain individuals to avoid true accountability. Mayweather also stresses that the use of performance-enhancing drugs isn't just cheating, it poses serious health risks and threatens the credibility of boxing as a whole.
But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights. Canelo, and the list goes on and on about athletes that's been cheating.
Been accused of cheating or been proven?
No, been proven too.
This been proven.
Yeah. Oh, Canelo. Oh shit.
This been proven.
Lance Armstrong.
Okay.
And then Canelo talking about it was the steak that it was the meat that he was eating. So okay, now you eating. I guess you eating steroid cows. Man, these boys kill me.
Recently, David Benavidez publicly accused Canelo Álvarez and his entire team of using steroids. He questioned why Canelo would avoid fighting him if he were truly confident in his abilities, especially considering the multiple positive steroid tests that have come from Canelo's camp. Benavidez's remarks have added fuel to their ongoing rivalry, as he suggested that Canelo's team is dirty due to repeated failed drug tests.
When the greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time, bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So, for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids. Everybody else that he's fought fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs, he fought, what the f is his name, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys are all weak, bro. So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Álvarez and I see like, he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off clenbuterol. So with the Canelo, he even got suspended for like 7 months.
So it's guaranteed
He's guaranteed he took it. He said that he ate meat that was tainted in Mexico.
Now, let me ask you that question.
I've talked to people. They said for him to test positive off a piece of meat, he would have had to eat the whole.
Eddie Reynoso's gym has come under heavy scrutiny following multiple doping allegations involving fighters under his supervision. Most notably, Canelo Álvarez, one of Reynoso's top fighters, has previously been at the center of steroid-related controversy. Critics highlight that several fighters from Reynoso's camp have tested positive for banned substances, raising serious concerns about the gym's training environment and lack of oversight. As Canelo gears up for his upcoming bout against Terence Crawford, many are closely watching his rapid physical transformation with suspicion.
Pressed serious accusations about his gym. And the accusations are that people, or at least the implications are, that he is the one that is providing performance-enhancing drugs or is in some way responsible for the performance-enhancing drugs that are being used by fighters that fought in his gym. Specifically, off the top of my head, you have Canelo Álvarez. Canelo Álvarez had popped for clenbuterol 2 times. For Fahim Satur, I'll say that he did it 2 times, even though I think it was for the same fight. But Canelo Álvarez popped dirty for clenbuterol 2 times. You have Luis Nery, who had tested positive, but I think Luis Nery tested positive before he was with Eddie Reynoso. Then you have Ryan Garcia, who popped dirty after he left Eddie Reynoso and went over to Derek James. And then you have Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez popped dirty while he was with Eddie Reynoso, but at the time he was still allowed to fight. You also clearly see that you have an issue with the fight that's coming up with Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford, in that you have one guy that tested positive and you have another guy that looks like he's using in order to get up and continue to climb up weight classes. You know, at a certain point in time, and this is something that Rolly Romero has said, certain point in time, your body just doesn't do that. At a certain point in time, your body just doesn't do it. I'm 6'2", 200, and should weigh about 210. Closer to 250, but I should weigh about 210. I'm not gonna get up. If I was 210 now at 50 years old,